Hey guys, how you doing? Ron Raymond here from the Raymond Report for Thursday. It is March 23rd. Hope you're having yourself a good start to your Thirsty Thursdays. As always, don't forget, subscribe to our channel by tapping that notification bell in the top right-hand corner, or hit the subscribe button below this video if you are using a mobile device. Today's podcast is brought to you by your good friends right here at ATSstats.com. Also, don't forget, check out hockeypicks.com and go get the picks from the top hockey pickers each and every day right here at hockeypicks.com. All right, it is Sweet 16 time. That's right, the Thursday night games, and then the Friday night games will finish off the Sweet 16. And we do have some picks here for you at the website. In fact, right now at ATSstats.com, you can sign up for a free 7-day trial. That's right, no credit card required. Just sign up and get access to the website. Come kick the tires. Come and see all the tools in the toolbox right here at ATSstats.com. And today we got a good show lined up for you guys here today. I don't know why I said today twice right there, but why not? We'll go for the hat trick today. And yeah, Ron's top 10 sports betting tips. I'm going to go over some of the sports betting tips. I know some of the veterans will say, yeah, we heard these before, but you know what? It's always good to revisit these. The fundamentals, right? I say it all the time in football coaching. Go back to your fundamentals. How many times have you heard that, right? In investment or anything you do, go back to your fundamentals, and that's what we're going to do here today. Also, I'm going to give one Sweet 16 upset pick here tonight, and we got games for tomorrow. Also, baseball season's coming, right? And we're going to look at some of the pitching staff. In fact, you can see it right now if you go to the website, ATS Stats. I rate the pitchers of every team, all the staffs, and I gave them an A, B, or C rating, and you can see that by going to the website. We're going to talk about Gulfstream Park. As always, we always got to pay respect to the horse racing industries. To me, they're the ones who, I don't know if they started all of it, but yeah, I'm a big horse racing fan, so I got to give them a little bit of love. And we'll break down one NBA game, one NHL game using the Raymond Report, and as always, we'll finish off with the talking about practice. I mean, 80% club stats, and we'll get to that in just a few minutes. All right. But before we do all that, let's go to the toolbox and let's go look at the tools we have right here, and let's see what they did last night in the NBA. Now, wow, hey, we've been saying this for who let the dogs out. Well, no, they're not letting the dogs out in the NBA. They're letting the favorites out. 8-2 last night for the favorites. 5-5 though for the point spread. So bookmaker doing a good job in that respect. 6-3-1 to the over, and on the 7-day average, favorites are winning 67% of the game, up 3% on the year from 64. And neutral market when it comes to favorites covering the spread, 53.4%. And for the underdogs, obviously, 46.7%. Let's take a look at the Bettman circuit. Only 2 games last night, and 1-1. That's right. Pittsburgh Penguin hanging on for that win. Hey, if you had the over in that game, you had to sweat it out. Hey, well, you thought you had the over with the offside, but made up for it after with a empty netter. 2-0 for the puck line, guys. Broken record time here. Hey, why wouldn't you not look at the puck line? And 2-0 to the over yesterday. And speaking of the over, we are in a overs market right now, and we are in there by a lot. 66.7%, 33.3%, and we are very bullish when it comes to NBA favorites. All right, let's get to the top 10 sports betting tips. You know what? I love going through these because it just, when you're handicapping, sometimes you forget things, right? How many times you've made a bet after the game? It's like, how did I not catch that? Right? Fundamentals. If you don't have fundamentals, then you're really not helping yourself in your investment, right? If you're a sports bettor, you got to think of yourself like a sports investor. I said it on the podcast, I believe it was Monday. You know, when you go buy property, right? You go see a broker, you go see a real estate agent. Same thing when you go invest. You go to your bank, you talk to a banker or a stockbroker or investment for your portfolios. You go see somebody to help you with your investments. Why not do the same thing in sports betting, right? There's a lot of good websites out there, a lot of good handicappers, and to me, you always got to go with experience, go with somebody you know, and at the end of the day, go with winners. At the end, you got to win. At the end, you can be. I say it all the time. You can be a Nobel Peace Prize winner, but if you don't win, what have you done for me lately, right? The old Janet Jackson song, and you got to win, and winners got to win. At the end of the day, that's what people want. Nobody wants to throw their money away. Everybody's in this to make money, but you got to have that mentality of when you make that investment, that it's sound, the fundamentals are in place, and you feel good about that pick, right? All right, tip number 1, never bet big money on C-type teams in the Raymond Report. And if you follow the Raymond Report, you know I go like the ABCs. A-type teams are 60% or higher. They come with above average teams, high public confidence, low rewards, because, you know, like last night, Colorado, was it minus 500, something like that? Well, you did pretty good if you bet the underdogs, but see, if you took Colorado, you lay 500, why would you do that, right? Low rewards or no rewards in that case. Tier 2 teams, the B-type teams, 50 to 59.9. These are the teams I feel like from a market psychology point of view, you and the bookmaker have a good balance and fairness when it comes to the betting line. Medium rewards, moderate public confidence, and C-type teams. Just like an old high school sweetheart, you know they're going to break your hearts. 49% or lower type teams, and that's why it's rule number 1. If you're going to bet on a C-type teams and you expect C-type teams, like for instance, if you expect the Pistons to win for you every night, you're in for a rude awakening, right? Those type of teams are just going to break your heart every night, and on the money line, right? Especially on the money line. Same thing in hockey, and they come with low public confidence, high rewards. Try to avoid laying points. You know, I used to say never lay points, but sometimes it's kind of tough. But avoid at all costs. Try to lay points. Take the points or take the money line. I don't know how many times I've been saying this on the show. If you got a spread of minus like 3 or minus 5 or lower, consider the money line. And I showed you guys in the point spread in the SBI, the Sports Betting Index. You know, favorites are winning at, winning the game, 64, 67% the last 7 days. And then you look at the point spread at 50%. That's a 14 to 17% difference. And that's 1 or 2 extra wins a week when you look at the big picture, right? Create your own number. I always say that. One of my tools that I use is the ATS calculator at atscalculator.com. And what you want to do is creating your own number is a smart strategy for sports bettors, allowing you to compare your analysis and predictions those to the bookmakers. By doing so, lets you identify potential value and find opportunities in your profits, right? So yeah, try to create your own number if you can. And you know what, the thing with creating your number, you got to have a system, you got a belief system, right? And the thing with a belief system, it's I'm always going to refer to football coaching, and I'm sure there's a lot of football coaches out there will relate to this. You know, let's say you got a play that you really like, and you ran that play, like say a passing play, and the first 3 times it's incomplete. Well, you're taught never to don't abandon that play. It might be because you that play didn't work well against cut coverage or hold coverage. And I always say, out of 10 times when you throw that play, if you convert on 5 or 6% of that, that's 50 to 60% on a passing play. That's pretty good, right? So that's basically, if you're going to create a system, have a belief system in that system, and don't quit on your system. Basically what I'm trying to get at. Follow disciplined money management system. Yeah, if you don't have a disciplined money management system is essential for sports betting, helping you manage your bankroll and make informed betting decisions. At the end of the day, your bankroll is going to tell you if you're a good bettor or not, right? And if you're not a good bettor, then rule number 1, go see a bookmaker, a handicapper, or get better resources like atsstats.com. Establish a system that works for you and stick to it consistently. Yeah, if you have a system that makes you money, stick to it, right? Like I say all the time, marry it, don't date it. Never force a pick because you need action on a game. Yeah, rule number 1, you don't do that. Never, never, as Denis the goalie would say in Slapshot. Yeah, it's important to resist the temptation to force a pick simply because you want to have some action on a particular game, right? Just because, like, instant Sweet 16, there's 4 games tonight, 8 games next couple of days. You don't want to really, because it's there, I gotta really put a big investment money on that. Just take it for what it is. And one of my rules of thumb is I don't like betting on playoff sports, and I consider March Madness like a playoff atmosphere, and I normally would be beer and pizza money, right? The investment money was at the beginning of the tournament. Well, I took Gonzaga to win it all, so we'll see if that investment pays off. All right, never force a pick because you need action in the game. Never chase losing bets on a bad day. Yeah, bet with your wallet, not your heart. All right, here's the one. I'm so glad this one is doing still well. If you've been following the channel, and I know my good friend Isaiah has been watching this one, NHL home favorites coming off a 1-goal loss. Since 2011, it's hit 60%. And I've been preaching this to the choir for about 10 years. Guys, I updated the stat this morning, and sure enough, Old Faithful is still making us money. NHL home favorites coming off a 1-goal loss this year in NHL, 92-56, and that's good for 62.1%. So bottom line, cha-ching. All right, never bet against A-type teams who are bullish at home. Yeah, A-type teams, and we said this at the top, are teams that are 60% or higher. They come with above conference level, right? And there's a reason why they're an A-type team, right? And if you really want to bet against an A-type team at home, especially in baseball, A-type teams are bullish at home, can be formidable force in sports betting, and it's generally not advisable to bet against them. Instead, look for betting opportunities to bet on these teams or avoid betting on games which they are playing, right? I learned that lesson last year with Atlanta Braves going down the stretch. You don't bet against those really good teams at home because you'll pay the price. The 24-hour rule of betting, yeah, take a day off after a big win. Enjoy the win because you never know when you're going to get that next big win. And never bet on teams who are in a bearish cycle. Teams that are struggling, as Joe Namath would say. I don't have my soundbite here. Joe Namath struggling. Yeah, teams are struggling right now. Let them work it out, right? Teams in a bear cycle may struggle to perform well. It may not be a smart bet. Instead, look for bullish teams with a history of success, as they may be more likely to perform well and provide profitable betting opportunities down the road. Hey, like I always say, let them work it out and wait till they get to a neutral market. But then the other side of the coin, people are going to say, well, but Ron, that's when you want to bet on those guys because there's, their due factors in, right? Well, yeah, the due factor could be due to lose another game. That's what that due factor means. All right, bonus tips. Look for value bets, not just winners. Winning bets are great, but looking for value bets with high probability of success and a good payout is important. Doing so can increase your chance of making a profit over the long term, and understanding the importance of line shopping, right? If you have a few outs, that's always a good thing, and especially if you get a sports book which allows you to buy points. Sometimes you see like in basketball, like they say the line is 13.5, and you say, man, I don't want that hook to come into play, so I'll spend the other $10 and I'll buy the hook. This way, if it lands on 13, I get the push. That's why it's important to really understand the value of line shopping and having a few outs, right? Like some sportsbook will give you that opportunity to buy points, others won't, right? So that is the top 10 sports betting tips today, courtesy of yours truly, Ron Raymond, right here at atsstats.com. All right, Sweet 16 here tonight, and if you want to see the games, here you go. If you're watching the show, you get this one for free. I got Tennessee winning by 15, Michigan State by 5. I got Michigan State winning tonight by 5, Connecticut by 3, so I think Arkansas can keep it, and I love Gonzaga, obviously, and I got them winning by 8. So those are my Sweet 16 picks for Thursday night. If you want to see Friday night, obviously you got to be a member of the website. And baseball. So here's the I'm going to go through the my A rotation, or not the National League East rotation of the Atlanta Braves. I don't know why I got A in there, or maybe because the A grading Atlanta, or maybe Atlanta Braves. But here's the starting pitcher, and then I'm going to go through the over/under on the season for the National League East. And each day when I do these podcasts, I'll do one division, and I'll give you the over/unders on the team. So looking at the Atlanta Braves, Max Fried is the ace and the starter. I gave him an A. Spencer Strider a B. The old veteran Charlie Morton, love Charlie Morton, still going at it, B+. Kyle Wright a B-, and Jared Souster, the rookie, looking to be slotted at number 5 right now with the Atlanta Braves. The New York Mets. Now, I was looking at the Mets tonight this morning, and I was saying, man, this looks like an old rotation. Like every player on the New York Mets rotation is 30 years or older, with Max Scherzer or Verlander being 40. Peterson is the young rookie at 27 years old, so a veteran. I don't know if pitching staff want to be known as a veteran staff, meaning they're old, but that's what they are. Max Scherzer A+, Verlander A. Kodai Senga from the Japanese League, pitched 10 years in the Japanese League. He'll be slotted in the 3rd slot, as of March 23rd. Carlos Carrasco, another veteran. Carlos been in the league quite a while too. And David Peterson, a B-. Philadelphia Phillies, Aaron Nola gave him an A, Zach Wheeler an A, Taijuan Walker. Now, Taijuan's been in the league a long time. I think it's like 2009. So when I was looking at his stats this morning, I said, man, he's been in the league quite a while. Ranger Suarez, a B+, and Bailey Falter, this is the only one I gave a C. The Miami Marlins, now we're getting into the teams that are really struggling from last year. But you know what? The one thing with the Marlins, though, they're scrappy, and they got a good ace with Sandy Alcantara. Or Alcantara, depending on, it looks like Alcantara, but it's pronounced Alcantara. Jesus Luzardo, B+. Trevor Rogers, another pitcher who's been bouncing around the minors the last, 7 years. So we'll see if he sticks to the rotation this year. I gave him a B+. One of my favorites, Johnny Cueto, Hey, Johnny's played on, what, 5 teams so far this year in his career. And Edward Cabrera, I gave him a B-. So no C's there for the Marlins. And then Washington, looks like Strasburg going to be in a 60-day DL. So Josiah Gray going to be bumped to the ace. Patrick Corbin, I look at this Strasburg, Corbin. Man, it's like these guys been in the... Hey, where's Maddox and Glavin here? I thought these guys been in here so long. Mackenzie Gore, a B-, and Trevor Williams, C+. All right, there's your Washington Nationals starting rotation. Now let's go to Major League Baseball, and let's look at the National League East over/under wins. And so let's take a look at the Atlanta Braves. 2022 record had 101 wins, 61 losses. They were favorites when they were labeled a favorite. 91-45 as a favorite last year. Only been an underdog 30 times last season, 11-19. Not a great underdog record. We talked about the starting rotation. Now the bookmakers have got the over season total at 95.5. I'm going to go over the total. I think the Braves, with that pitching staff and the bats they have in the lineup, I really think they are the class of the East, and I got them winning over 95 wins. All right, let's take a look at the New York Mets. Mets are going to be interesting, with Verlander there and Scherzer. Man, they got some really good 1-2 punch right at the top. And, Kodai Senga, we'll see how he's going to be. Kodai Senga. And Carlos Carrasco-Peterson rounding up the rotation. 92.5 over/under wins on the season. I got them going over. I do like this team, and obviously with the pitching staff. But baseball's different these days. Back in like the 90s and early 2000s, Scherzer, Verlander, they would Pedro Martinez, all those. I don't want to say that they've been in the league since the 90s, but it feels like it. Well, maybe they have. But it's just pitchers don't go 7-8 innings anymore. They get to 5, and then they try to preserve their arms for the later end of the season, right? I got them going over 92.5 points this year. So 92.5, I got them winning over 92.5 wins. Philadelphia Phillies, they came on strong last year, and it's not how you start, it's how you finish, right? And then the Phillies finished strong. They went to the World Series. Unfortunately, they came out on the short end of the stick. Houston Astros, a great season last year, 87-75, right? So not even 90 wins in the World Series. Favorite record, 64-45. In fact, I forgot to give you guys the record of the Mets. 84-44 is a favorite, 18-19 as an underdog. So be careful on these high-profile teams when they're underdogs. You can see right off the top, not great underdog records, right? Same thing here, 33-36, but underdogs. What do you expect underdogs? So, the one thing with underdogs is if they have a 40% win percentage, that's pretty good in my books. And I got them going under 88.5 wins this year. I don't think they're going to be as I don't know what word good, but I got them going under the total. Marlins, I have them listed at 76.5 wins by the bookmakers. I got them going under. I think what you're going to see from the Marlins again this year, it's just that middle of the rotation, right? Not sure about these three right here. The Jesus and Sandy Alcantara, I like that. But Trevor Rogers, we'll see. And Johnny Cueto, we'll see if he can stay healthy. Johnny's getting a little bit up there in age as well. 69-93 last year, 34-28 as a favorite, 35-65 when it came to the underdog. I got them under 76.5 wins. And finally, Washington. Looking at the Washington Nationals, you can't really be bad forever, right? Eventually, you're gonna have to really step up, and I think they do step up here this year. I don't think they'll get 55 wins. I think they'll be above 60.5. And we'll see what happens right there. So I'm going to go over the total on the Washington Nationals. And it's just, they got to get Strasburg. Unfortunately, he's going to be on the DL for the start of the year. But this is where everybody's got to step up right in the rotation. All right, so there are my National League East predictions. And again, if you're a member of ATSstats.com, you can get the other predictions. Now let's get to one game of the night in the Raymond Report. And I thought I would do this game right here, the Clippers and the Thunder. Let's go to the Raymond Report and let's handicap this game for you guys today on Thursday. It is March 23rd. Clippers, a 4-point favorite against the Thunder. Your runners at 232.5. I got the forecast. Look at that, a 1-point victory for LA, 117-116. Your runner at 233.36. So we do like this game to go a hair over the total. Thunder coming in pretty bullish. Look at that, bullish 11 days. And so is the Clippers. They've been bullish 4 days. Bullish means, just like I showed you guys at I showed you the tier team. I didn't show you the Yeah, so I don't have it right there. Oh, you know, I do have it right here. All right, so bullish just means that a team is either 7-0, 6-1, 5-2 in their last 7 games. So they're coming in pretty hot. The only bad news here, if you do like the Thunder, they don't do well at the Crypto.com arena. 2-8 straight up in their last 10 games, 5-5 against the number, 3-7 to the under. They got the Lakers on deck, obviously. If you're in LA, you're going to do the 1-2 punch of the LA combination. And then you got the Clippers. They're up against New Orleans, doing pretty well. Prior to playing New Orleans, they're 11-4 in the game prior to the Pelicans. Now, at home, overall 10-10 head-to-head matchup with the Thunder, 5-5, 3-7, 4-6. So you're starting to see a pattern to the under. Clippers 9-26-1 to the under, and this is what the Raymond Report's all about, right? Finding these indicators to lead you to a confidence level to either a side or a total, and right now my confidence level is taking me under. And look at this, anytime the LA Clippers at home against a B-type team like the Thunder, 3-7 to the under. A B-type team is 50 to 59.9% in the win standing right there, so those B-type teams. And let me take a look at the stats and trends of the day. And yeah, I've got a couple of under trends right here. I don't know, well, you know, any NBA road team this year coming off a 1-point win like the Thunder, 8-17 in their next game. And look at all the under here for the Clippers. Yeah, so, oh, what's this one? Anytime a team at home coming off a point where they allowed 101 points against this year in the association, 5-13 to the under. So maybe the under is where you want to cash in that ticket tonight. So let's go Clippers, Thunder, under 32.5. What's the Kogo at? Kogo is at 58%, a little high. Kogo stands for chance of game going over the total. You want to get into a certain range, right? Yeah, you'd want that. The thing is with the Kogo and the percentage play, if it goes way too high, that considers a streak is on its way, right? You're involved in a streak, and the one thing with a streak, it's like trying to catch a falling knife. You never know when it's going to break that streak. The only thing you can do is limit the amounts of units. You know, you can't control when the streak's going to end, right? Look at this, 3 unders, 1 under. If you look at the last 10 unders, 3-7. So you can see a little pattern developing to the under. Now, will that pattern continue? This is where the bookmakers got to make an adjustment to the line to bring that back to 5-5 for the Clippers, because the more it goes to one side for a side or a total, then the bookmaker, they got the equalizer, the number, right? So I do like the under here tonight between the Clippers and the Thunder. Let's take a look at the Bettman circuit. A lot of games tonight in the NHL. Thought I saw like 12 games, and another good one here between the Rangers and Carolina Hurricanes. Let's get to that one, and let's take a peek here. Now, Carolina, 141 favorite tonight against the Rangers, and you can see it's a 7 o'clock face-off. I was going to say tip-off there, still in NBA mode, but I do have 5.5 as a total. Okay, that's right away. You know, you've seen a lot of 6.5 the last couple of weeks, but or maybe months, but 5.5. Now that when you see a 5.5, it's like, oh, okay, 5.5. Okay, what's going on here? Who's injured or what player? See, the line will always bring you to like to question yourself, right? 5.64 is what I have as a total. 3.08 for Carolina, 2.56 for the Rangers. Looking at Carolina's last 10, yeah, they're coming in bullish. Oh, neutral actually. Neutral 6 days, 7-3 straight up. And you look at their last 7 games, they are 4-3, giving up 3 goals against. So yeah, that Leaf, let me see, 3-2 against the Rangers, 5-4 to beat the Flyers. Yeah, that game was tough for the Canes. That was on the road. And then they beat the Jets, so they're winning. Okay, so winning at the Rangers, winning at the Flyers. Golden Knights, yeah, 4-0 loss there, and then 1-0 to the Flyers. So a lot of one goal game, 3, they got smoked there. That was a 2-goal game win, and then 3-goal loss. So yeah, so inconsistent play here by the Canes of late, and it's tough, right? You're getting at the end of the season, you know, close to the end of the year, and you've played how many games so far? So you played like 69 games, and there's 82 games in the NHL, so there's still got a dozen games left. You got to go down the stretch, and teams are jockeying for positions, right? Just like the Rangers are. Now, looking at the Rangers, in their last 10 trips to Carolina, 4-6 straight up. Puck line, though. See, when you do your handicapping, things that stick out like that, and to me, the puck line, look at that, 20-14 on the road, and I wonder if it's just Turkin's on the road. And when they play those 8-type teams, 7-1 against the spread. So I'm going to probably lean. I'm just going to take a look at my out right here to see what the puck line odds are on the Rangers tonight against the Canes, because I think that's where I'm going to be leaning. -210, +1.5. Yeah, a little chalky, but you know what? I'm going to buy that Geico insurance, and I'm going to go Rangers plus a goal and a half tonight against Carolina, who's been neutral. and we'll see. And this is pretty good right here. All right, so there you have it. I'm going to go Rangers plus a goal and a half tonight against the Canes. And let's finish it off with my good friend Allen Iverson would say, practice or 80% club stats, right? Clippers 12-1 as a home team, coming off 3 unders the last 4 years. That's good for 92.3%. Yeah, that's pretty good right there. The Pelicans, they are 10-1 as a 7 to 9.5 point home favorite versus Southeast Division opponents since '96. That's good for 90.91%. And we'll finish it off with the Cavaliers 9-1 straight up as a 3.5 to 6.5 away favorite, coming off a win as a favorite the last 7 years. And let's go to the 80% club stats, the old one here for the NHL. Hey, got to keep my my puckhead friends happy. Yeah, I said puck. All right, Montreal Canadiens as a road team as an underdog, playing on a jeudi, as they say in French, coming off a home win as an underdog, 12-0-1. Pretty good. That's a pretty good record. Who the Habs playing tonight? I gotta go see the Les Habitants. Who are the Habitants playing tonight? And Montreal is at home. They're on the road against Boston. Yeah, good luck with that. Good luck with that. Yeah, good luck with that. Tampa Bay is a road favorite last 3 years after division game, coming off an under, 10-1 on the puck line, 11-0 straight up. Tampa Bay road favorite tonight against the Ottawa Senators. Oh, they're here in town. So, hey, I got training tonight, so I can't go there. Let me see here. St. Louis, les Blues de St. Louis. Anytime they're a road underdog versus an Eastern Conference opponent during the month of March, 18-3 straight up. And those are your 80% club stats, courtesy of the Raymond Report right here at atsstats.com. You know what I didn't do? I didn't go feed the ponies. Hey, let's go feed those ponies today at Gulfstream Park. And today at Gulfstream Park in race number 1, it's a maiden optional claiming race. 12:40 post time today at the stream. And in race number 1, we're going to go Paco Lopez, the number 9 horse, Rachel's Song. And what you want to do is use the Double Dutch betting system. Put 10 to win, 10 to place on Paco Lopez. I just like saying Paco Lopez. Rachel's Song, the number 9 horse. In race number 2, a claiming race, maiden claiming race, 116 miles on the all-weather track. Race number 1 is a 1 mile race on the turf. And we're going to go with number 2 again with Paco Lopez. And that is I Am the Game, the number 2 horse, I Am the Game in race number 2 at Gulfstream. And what you want to do, put 10 to win, 10 to place on Paco Lopez, the number 2 horse. And then in race number 3, let's go with Caramel Chip, number 6 horse, with Irad Ortiz Jr., 35% in the money his last 100 races. And with Paco's 38%. And what in the money means, they either win, place, or show in the last 100 races. That's what in the money means. All right, there you have it. Also, don't forget, subscribe to our newsletter. If you at the end of any time you're at the website and you're going through an article like this one, you'll see Score Big with our handicapping newsletter. Put in your name and address right there, or your email address, and then you can sign up for our newsletter, which we'll do each and every week. And it comes in your inbox, and it'll bring you happiness, hopefully. All right, there you have it. That is the Rain Report today for a Thursday, Sweet 16 Thursday. Hey, go Gonzaga. I got Gonzaga tonight. And hopefully they cash us a winning ticket. If you do enjoy the show here today, please hit that like button, subscribe to our channel by tapping that notification bell in the top right hand corner, or hit the subscribe button below this video if you're using a mobile device. Hey, you can see I've been showing this. Anytime you know a handicapper's been doing the show along, he knows his lines by heart like that. All right, have yourself a great Thursday, and we'll see you. I don't know if we'll be here Friday, but if not, have a great weekend. Cheers.